Alright, so in this video, we're going to cover some of the most popular things that I recommend that you sell on Facebook Marketplace, or really any marketplace like that. It doesn't really matter, Mercari, Poshmark, Etsy specifically. I've done videos on other marketplaces besides Facebook Marketplace that you can dropship on, although primarily these have been sold on Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to go over 10 specific things that I have sold well for me in the past, over the past month or so, realistically like month and a half, because I've been doing this for like a month and a half. So I'm going to give you literally 10 specific things, well, 8 specific things really, and then the last 2 will be specific methods that I recommend that you source with so that you can pretty much get unlimited, high traffic, high views, high in-demand products, okay? Now, full disclosure, I'm not gonna be like, here's the exact listing, here's the exact place that I sourced with. I'm just gonna tell you like the specific type of product and what it is so that you can go out and list multiple different variations of that product. I'm doing that for multiple reasons, right? The first reason is, I don't really wanna give up my main supplier. I use about 3 to 5 main suppliers-ish. And I always tell people like, yes, you can use Amazon. Yes, you can use Walmart. Yes, you can use Home Depot. Yes, you can use like eBay or all the main specific ones that people start with. And it's great to start with those. Don't get me wrong. So do it. That's totally fine. But eventually you want to move away from those so that you're using obscure suppliers that other people aren't really using so that you have an advantage there, right? Because if you're using the same suppliers that everybody's using, eventually, what doesn't matter if it's like a month from now or a year from now, it's going to get saturated. You're going to be competing on solely price with everybody else, and you're not listing different products, and there's really no reason that somebody's going to buy yours compared to somebody else's that might be cheaper, right? So it's a losing game. It's just a matter of time. So that's why I recommend eventually finding other suppliers, and that's why I'm not specifically going to link to these specific products that I'm listing, because I don't want to give up the suppliers, because then obviously other people will start listing from them, okay? And obviously there's people listing from them already, but mainly people are just listing from like Amazon and Walmart, or Amazon, eBay, Home Depot, whatever it is, okay? So these are ones that sold really, really well for me in April and a little bit in March when I first started. So all of these have been like really, really popular items for me. I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory on like what I recommend for you, and we're just going to go down the list, okay? But obviously, if they sell well on other platforms, if they sell well for me in, in April, then typically you can assume that they're going to continue to sell well, because a lot of them kind of are seasonal-ish type of items, okay? Another reason too why I don't recommend like I just give you the exact listing, because that's just going to lead to everybody listing the same exact listing. And what I always recommend is like list multiple variations. If you see like something working for you, for example, well, you shouldn't just stop there. You should list like 5 to 10 other variations of that, because chances are that type of item is also going to be selling well, right? So for example, like I could list, this is a terrible example, like I could list this pen and get like 20 sales, right? You could list the same exact pen at the same exact price at the same exact time and get like next to no views, right? So it seems like Facebook Marketplace is a little bit kind of all over the place with that. But typically speaking, with most things, if you list what's working on other platforms, or if you list what's working for other people, like we're gonna talk about here in a second, you have the best chance to do the best, okay? So the first one is prepaid cell phones, okay? Now, prepaid cell phones, I listed this randomly on a whim one day. So like, I think Total Wireless is the carrier. You can find Total Wireless prepaid cell phones. And I get some really shady messages about these, like people wanting to buy like 10 or 20 of them, asking if they're like, if they're hacked or if they're cracked or whatever. So obviously like people, you can use your imagination for like the types of people that would be interested in a prepaid cell phone. But they work. I think you can get them for like 20 to like $50, sometimes like closer to 100 if you're getting like a top of the line one, but you can get really, really cheap ones and then list them higher on Facebook Marketplace or wherever. They've been selling about 1 a day-ish for me for the past couple weeks now. And the margins are pretty good on those. So look into those. Prepaid cell phones is number 1. Number 2 is baseball stuff. Now, baseball stuff has been phenomenal for me, and obviously, as you can guess, like kids are getting out to start playing baseball, especially now with COVID, and it's no longer like really a thing, and a lot more people are going outdoors. You're also starting to see like spring training, spring baseball, and everything coming back. So baseball stuff has been phenomenal. We're talking like baseball bats, baseball gloves, like backyard baseball sets, so like little like plastic like sets of bases for like kids to play like t-ball in the backyard and stuff like that, or wiffle ball sets is another one. Like tees where they can hit off of to practice, like pitch bats where you're throwing it into the net. Anything baseball is selling very, very, very well right now, okay? List that type of stuff. It's phenomenal. Wireless routers, another random one that I listed. So if you just list wireless routers, I don't know if it's because a lot more people are working from home now and they need, internet or whatever it is, but if you list wireless routers, that has been, I don't want to go out on a limb because I'm not specifically sure. I haven't looked into the specific data, but if it's not the most profitable item that I list, it doesn't sell the most, but it is the most profitable. If it's not the most profitable, it's like top 3 for sure. So look into wireless routers. Not only do people expect to pay a high price for them if they get a good one, but you can find some with like relatively good prices, list them a lot higher, and then it's one of those things where like there's no real set inherent value there. Like people kind of know inherently like, all right, this is kind of worth like 20 bucks. Like you can get a wireless router for $50, you can get a wireless router for $400, right? So there's that price discrepancy there that you can profit off of. Look into those. You might honestly not have success with it. I've listed, I think I want to say like 10 different variations of it, and only 2 have really sold, and the one is really, really like, it just goes like it all the time. Like I don't know what it is, like a couple a week, but the margin's ridiculous. So look into that, wireless routers. The next is smaller portable grills. So I've heard so many people say like list seasonal things. So obviously grills comes into play with that, and I've heard other people say that. So I listed a bunch of grills. So I'm talking like probably like 30 to 50 types of grills. The bigger, more expensive ones don't really sell well for me. I've heard other people say that they sell well for them, so you can look into listing them as well. But I've had more success with the smaller portable ones, so like the ones that you can like literally pick up and move, that aren't like big bulky ones, that are kind of smaller, portable, as well as the ones like indoors, like not necessarily George Foreman, but like other like more portable electric grills. So anything like that, like charcoal or gas grills outside that are very small, that like I'm talking you can buy them for like 30 to 50 bucks and mark them up on Facebook Marketplace to like 80 to 100, or anything like indoors, like an electrical grill that you can take and plug in somewhere, again like 30 to maybe 70 bucks ish, and then mark it up to like 100 or something like that. Those prices are just like off the top of my head, I'm spitballing. Look into it, or set whatever your margin is, but look into listing portable and small grills and electric grills. People are getting out, they're starting to grill outside more and cook outside more, and they've been selling well for me recently, okay? You might need to find like what works for you, so list a bunch of different variations. Again, that's kind of a key thing that I'm saying here, because like I said, I've listed honestly 30 to 50 of those, and a lot of them haven't been winners, but some of them have been really good winners, okay? So that's a key lesson there. Small portable grills. I guess I cannot talk today. All right, so the next one is outdoor solar lights for like your garden or your patio. Again, this is another thing I've listed a bunch of variations of, and only a couple of them have really taken off, but the couple that have really taken off. And there's like hundreds, if not thousands of variations of these online. You can also do like multi-packs. They come in like packs of 3, packs of 10, packs of 20. There's also colored versions and all sorts of stuff like that. So outdoor solar lights, people are starting to do more gardening. They're starting to like get outdoors and decorate their patios or like their backyards. Outdoor solar lights have been selling well for me recently. Look into those. So the next one is actually camping tents, right? And camping tents are one of the things that I sell at a high margin. So we're not talking like little cheap camping tents here. We're talking about like high, like 12-person camping tents that are like $400 or $500. I don't sell these that often, but when I do sell these, the margin on it is like 50 to 100 bucks. It's phenomenal. So look into camping tents. This is another thing that like I've listed a couple different variations of, and only 1 or 2 have really taken off. But look into that, because let's say you list even like 30 of those and one of them takes off, the margins are ridiculous. You just have to find the good one, right? So camping tents, again, I'm not talking like cheap little camping tents that are like 100 bucks or like 50 bucks or something like that for like 1 or 2 people. I'm talking like go and like it's an inflatable house type of camping tent, right? So where it's like a process to set up. Search for them, you will see exactly what I'm saying. They're like 300, 400, 500 bucks. List a couple of those, the margins on them are phenomenal. Last 2 before we get into the sourcing methods now. So we have portable personal air conditioners. So I didn't even know that this was a thing. I knew that you could buy like air conditioners for like your window that like sit in the window. I didn't know that apparently there's portable personal air conditioners. I think they also go by the term like air coolers and stuff like that. And so they're literally like boxes that like sit on the desk or sit in the room with you that just like cool the air like around you. It's like personal. So look into those portable personal air conditioners. They've been selling like crazy for me this week specifically. I'm guessing because it's starting to get warm in a lot of like areas now in the US. So look into that. Great product to list. And finally, number 8, before we get into the sourcing techniques, is fishing poles. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. A lot more people are getting outdoors. Fishing poles have been selling really well for me. And it's not just fishing poles either. It's also like just fishing and like bait and tackle equipment, also like hiking, camping, you know, anything like that. I would say like archery and stuff like that, although I've had some issues listing some stuff like that, like on Facebook. They kind of hit me with like, oh, this listing doesn't meet like our specific terms. You get that red bar. So like I just stopped listing that. So I'd probably stay away from that. But like fishing poles, hiking, camping stuff, fishing equipment seems to be selling very, very well. So those are 8 specific things that I recommend that you list. Again, don't list just like one of them. List like 5 to 10 of a variation of that, and then move on to the next thing, and you will see success with some of these products. I guarantee it, okay? I've been seeing success not just like the past week, but like over the past month and a half with these, and they're all relatively seasonal, and the season hasn't passed us yet. So list them, you will see success. And the last 2 that I want to talk about are with a software that I recommend. I saw somebody comment recently about like what my take on FBM Fox is, which is a software that you can use in comparison and in competition with Z-Drop. So I'm not sure what the specific price is on FBM Fox, and full disclosure, I haven't actually tried it, so it very well could be like a great software, so take this with a grain of salt, and I haven't tried it yet myself. But specifically, I think it's like 79 or like 99 bucks a month. And the only other thing that I see, again, correct me if I'm wrong, comment below, that I see that's different with FBM Fox is it says product research on it, right? Like you can do like product research, but it's not like you're doing product research on Facebook Marketplace specifically. You're doing product research on eBay, right? And then you're taking those items over to Facebook Marketplace, okay? But I have a better software that I've been using for that already, and that's Zeek Analytics. I've been using Zeek Analytics for a long time. It's phenomenal software. You can do product research the same exact way as FBM Fox says that you can with Zeek Analytics. And by the way, they give you the top 500 eBay items that you can list from as well, right? So Zeek Analytics, I think the one that gives you the 500 bucks is like $49.99 a month or something like that. It comes with a free trial. I will link it. I'm pointing up, like I'm going to link it in the description above me. I'll put it in the description, whatever the trial is, and you can test it out if you want. You will see that it works from you, because the 2 ways that I recommend that you source with Zeek, which again, Zeek is like $49.99 a month, and then with Z-Drop, you're getting everything that FBM Fox says. Again, take this with a grain of salt, haven't tried it, that I've heard FBM Fox does for literally half the price of it. And I think that Z-Drop works a lot better. Not only does it copy your addresses, not only does it save all of your products, and that you can go back to. And if you started with Z-Drop, you kind of have to stick with it because all your products are stored in the software. So like, how are you going to move over to a different software? You won't be able to access those products anymore. So you kind of need to stick with it at that point as well. It's very, very cheap. It's $9 a month if you use the link in the description. And then with Zeek Analytics, you're talking like another $50. So it's $60 for everything that basically FBM Fox says it does for like $99 a month. It's a no-brainer for me. I haven't talked about Zeek Analytics and sourcing it because a lot of that stuff is in my course, shameless plug, Dropship Pro, linked in the description, but I will give you a brief overview of how to use it. So there's 2 ways to use Zeek Analytics. First and foremost, if you pay for the middle plan, which is what I recommend in the course and obviously to you, you're gonna get their top 500 best-selling eBay items. So they're constantly scanning. It is an eBay product research software. I believe it also does like Shopify or AliExpress or something like that, but I don't use it for that. So it scans eBay, figures out the top 500 sellers on eBay, and you can literally just, boom, copy them over using Z-Drop to Facebook Marketplace, and they sell. All of them don't sell right away, right? But like a lot of them, you'll see pick up steam fast. That's been my best kept secret list from the top 500 on Zeek Analytics. Again, free trial linked in the description, okay? The other way is what FBM Fox is telling you to do, which is basically reverse engineer who's drop shipping on eBay, look at their stores, and then do product research on their best-selling items. And you can also do that very, very easy with Zeek Analytics. So all you need to do is type in a private label brand. For example, mainstays with Walmart, because you know that Walmart doesn't sell on eBay. So if you type in mainstays on Walmart, you know anybody that's basically listing that is either reselling a Walmart product that's mainstays, or they're drop shipping it. So you find a you type in a private label brand like Mainstays on eBay, right? You find somebody drop shipping Mainstays products, you go to their store, you type their store name, or you copy and paste their store name into the Zeek Analytics reverse competitor search on Zeek Analytics, and bam, it will tell you their top selling items. We're talking like, some of them are like 90 in the past 30 days. Some of them have like 40 sales in the past 30 days. Some of them have like 2, right? And it sorts it all for you so you don't manually have to scan through and literally list from their store. It's literally gonna tell you, okay, this one's selling this much, list this one's not selling this much, avoid that one. It's gonna save you a lot of time. I highly recommend it. So you can look into all that stuff. I don't wanna plug it again, but Zeek Analytics, free trial linked in the description. I recommend Z-Drop as well. I still use it myself. I still think it's the best software out there, honestly. Again, I haven't tried FBM Fox, but I covered the Zeek Analytics and the Z-Drop kind of stack against FBM Fox. In my opinion, it's better. I hope I'm proved wrong, but I don't think that I will be. If you're watching this FBM Fox or whatever, reach out to me and maybe I'll try your software and we'll go from there. But right now, I think that's kind of the best way to approach it. And if you guys want a more in-depth, like not just with Zeek Analytics, not just with the top, 500, but also Amazon dropshipping, which has been a freaking gold mine for me lately. All of that stuff, all of those tutorials are linked. They're not linked. They're in Dropship Pro, which is linked in the description, okay? So I hope that all that information helps. Again, list from that list. I'll try to put the list in the description of all the different things that I recommend that you go out and list. Do not just list one of them, list multiple variations of them, and then use Zeek Analytics to do your product research and start using proven products on eBay and listing them on Facebook Marketplace. So hope you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.